Alright, everyone. I'm taking a break this week. Thanks for watching. Until next time. I'm just kidding. As you can tell by the length of this video, I do have a full episode today, but it is about taking a break. Hello, everyone. It's Ria, and welcome back to my streaming vlog. In my last episode, I briefly introduced economics and the concept of trade offs and opportunity costs. And I closed out the episode by talking about trade offs about time and the value of taking a break. Today, I want to go into greater detail on that topic. Fact is, humans are not equipped to go for extended periods of time without some breaks. Although some people can go with a little less and some people need a little bit more, most adults need about 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night in order to feel maximally rested and energized. I'll give everyone just a moment to roll their eyes about how much, or rather how little they sleep they personally get each night now. Moving along, even discounting sleep, I know I like having some downtime each day where I don't have any obligations to do anything but decompress, de stress, relax, and reorient myself. I, in particular, have autism. I don't talk about it all the time, but I do. And in order for me to function around others and, yes, feel up to the task of streaming, I need downtime to relax, recharge my batteries, process the events that have happened in the past, and just get into that right state of mind to best function in society and on stream. In the previous video, I mentioned that I had a rule regarding how I set my stream schedule, which I will repeat here. If I ever get to the point where I'm waffling whether or not I really want to stream during a scheduled stream time, then I need to go back and reevaluate my schedule and probably stream a little bit less. And here's something that may surprise you. There are days that I really, really do want to stream, but then I don't, in order to make sure I'm maximally prepared physically and mentally for when I have scheduled streams. And this serves two purposes. Number one, it excites me and gets me pumped and be like, yeah, I really, really, really want to stream. And the hope is that I'll have better streams when I do so. And secondly, it's making sure that I'm being consistent and I'm able to keep up with the schedule that I've set for myself in order to avoid burning out. Now, I'm going to say something really weird that most streamers, most content creators are going to advise you against doing. If you need a mental health day during a scheduled stream day, or heaven forbid, you end up going on vacation, and if you're like me and you live in the United States, look the word up in the dictionary. It's not the end of the world. As I was typing this script, which is a few weeks ago as of the time of recording this, I was currently on vacation with some streamer friends of mine and just relaxing and spending time away from the usual responsibilities of work, family, and yes, streaming and content creation. Now, I'm not going to say that you should just go completely AWOL and off the grid for 10, 12 months at a time without any communication. But if you're sick and you need some time off, that's okay. Yes, it's probably better to be consistent than not, but taking some time for yourself isn't the end of the world, nor is it for your streaming hobby or career. I see this maxim often repeated on the advice channels. Have a schedule, be consistent, make sure you commit to your schedule week in and week out. Now, that's not bad advice. And if you are working to take content creation seriously, I do agree. It's better to have a schedule than to not have one. And it's better to be consistent than not. But missing the occasional stream or taking a week or even an extended vacation is not necessarily the death knell of the content creator. For myself and other Americans, it may be hard to believe, but for many people working in full time day jobs throughout much of Europe, they're routinely given 4 to 7 weeks off each year paid vacation. Think about that. People's day jobs getting that kind of time off in the rest of the world. Those of us who really commit to content creation spend a lot of time doing so each week, and oftentimes without any expectation for financial gain for months or years or even at all. It is a marathon, not a sprint, so don't be afraid to take some time off if needed. I mentioned that I took two extended absences from streaming in the last couple of years. The first was in April, May of 2019. That's when I came out as trans, and I was coming to terms with who I was, what that means, how I would go forward with life, picking my name and trying it out and making sure that I was comfortable in my revelation. And the second time was in November of 2020, and I burned out due to stress. I was frustrated due to a lack of channel growth. I just generally burned out and working on some long and difficult speed runs and just wasn't getting any sort of support from my friends or other support groups, and I just I needed some time away. And I honestly ended up thinking that I was gonna permanently retire from streaming, and I even said as much. And it wasn't until February of this year that I finally came back to streaming because I had an urge to go back to Legaia because I never just can't seem to get away from that game for good. Nonetheless, at least that time, I came back to more growth and viewership after my return. So it goes to show that yes, even a long-term absence from streaming does not necessarily mean, oh crap, I got to start over from 0 viewers again. And to show that, I will show a graph of my stream average viewership over the last 2 years. So you can see that, yes, even with a big gap, I still took a break and I didn't lose progress. And for those of you who are watching and trying to grow as content creators, which I imagine if you're watching this might well include you, and if you're not making a living off content creation, which if you are, could you maybe help me out just a little bit? Remember, you have something that a lot of full-time streamers don't have. You're not tied down and dependent on your streaming for your livelihood. Now, that may sound completely and totally unrelated, but being stressed and feeling anxious about your content or just in general usually leads to more staleness and less creativity. Just look at how many sequels and remakes and prequels and side stories and reboots and sequels of reboots and prequels of sequels we're seeing in major Hollywood studios these days. Creating good novel content is really hard, and when you have that added pressure of financial risk, it's that much harder. It's so freeing for me to be able to be like, "Look, my content isn't getting me noticed, and it's not contributing to the growth and success that I'd like to have on the platform. But, that's okay. I'm still able to pay the bills. I'm still able to try new things like this vlog and come back, focus, reorient myself, and try to be better." So, as an aside, for all those who do feel like throwing in the towel for an extended period of time, whether due to outside obligations or burnout or a combination thereof or something else altogether, I totally understand and totally relate to the same. Part of the reason why I started this channel is I didn't see much content on YouTube here from streamers that have struck out and haven't made it in the content creation world. Most of the time, I get recommended information from people whose channel blew up a few years ago or made Twitch partner in 3 or 4 or 6 months, and they're just coming back to offer advice and retrospective on how I did it. Here's how I did it. You follow these 10 simple tips and you'll start seeing growth overnight or whatever. But, they talked about in episode 2, you can do everything right and still not end up successful, and you can do a lot of things wrong and still get lucky. And sometimes it's easier to take advice and get feedback from a peer instead of from a coach. And that's kind of where I want this channel to be. Is I want it to be peers interacting, exchanging advice rather than someone coming, to hand down the monikers of success from on high. But that's a topic for another video. In summary for this video, consistency is amazing, wonderful, and it's probably helpful for your content creation, but we all need time to relax and just enjoy ourselves. If you want to be successful as a content creator, yes, you're going to have to treat it like a job and put in the work that entails. But even at full-time day jobs, most of us still get at least some days off and some parts of the day where we don't work so we can attend to personal affairs and take time for sleep, rest, and relaxation. So don't be afraid to take them in this line of work too. Speaking of which, time for me to take a break. Till next time, stay hydrated, my friends.